Danke siyabonga, welcome to it. This is Rings and Bearings, where we talk about the issues of life and more. Ngiyahleka ngingakaqali interview. Ngithe ngiyafika mangithi ngiyachecka banokuthi skimpi, abanye bathi short, abanye bathi mini. Wena uzodecide. Bafundisi please, ngicela ukuxolisa ke. Akusi inhloso yami. But inhloso ye Rings and Bearings nabo harmony ngendlela ba arrange ngakhona. Kunomunye umfethu la yo legama ngazo ngilibiza mara ngizalibiza ngeepisode yakhe. Courtesy of him. That's why we're having this episode. Nana, hello, hi.
Hi, how are you?
Eish, ngiyaphila kunjani? Phela ngivele ngibe namahloni because ngihleli nengane la, ngihleli nengane yami. Ngithanda kanjani? Ngithanda kakhulu ingane ezincane. So now, you look all should we call it what's this called? Bangangeni phela labo ndoda mphini bangitshele ubathwathi phela ezinye ezivele ziconstitute GBV. So awusazi ukuthi or dress to the nines. Awuzanza uhlakaniphile harmony. Silungu sakho esishodayo. How are you today?
I'm okay, how are you?
I'm awesome, thanks, man. Yeah, no, I wanted to say thank you very much for making time. You know, we've been doing the meanders, trying to locate Usima. Finally, you're on the chair. Can you please kindly introduce yourself to the guests at home? Ubatshele ukuthi ubani wakabani.
Hi guys, Sima Kaleng, Baledi. Most of you guys know me as Azanian Doll. I am an OnlyFans creator and a digital creator, I guess, and an artist. And yeah, I do a lot of things actually, so.
Sima, so now, mamela nginhlebele. Hambani yokugula manje. Yabona, Azanian
Doll.
Azanian Doll. Hambani yokugula, and then maybe abanye they will thank me later. Abanye bazothi, "How we babe, my babo, wew." Awukhuluma umsholozi. Naze nakhohlakala bani. Khona indawo ngapha ePitori bayakhumula. I saw your Instagram page and I saw the profile and I was taken aback because my team had to say, "Shaman, for your prep come." Mara manje babonile ukuthi angingabenzeka phela ukuthi umuntu omdala ajike umqondo wakhe. So they came to me and they're saying, "No, leader." So they chose your pictures because I would have asked so many questions. So they tricked me into this conversation. So tell us, what do you do for a living?
I do a lot of things like digital stuff basically.
Yeah.
Like social media, and also I have an OnlyFans, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we are going to zone. I'm going to go in and dive in deep. Let me zoom on to that corner and shine a spotlight on that topic Njera alone. When someone is saying, let's say someone from somewhere deep in the villages in the Bundus, you are saying OnlyFans, and you are saying digital creator. Let's take it down, to people like myself. What is OnlyFans?
Okay, so OnlyFans is an online subscription platform. It's more about you connecting with your fans on like more for a closer like kind of interaction than you would on Instagram. It's like basically it's more like Instagram, but if you couldn't see anything without paying a subscription and you set that maybe like, oh, this is for all my close friends and close fans, sorry. And then I have exclusive content that is not out there on my other public social media platforms. Like this is for you specifically. Yeah. And to view it, you have to pay this certain amount every month. And you can't see what's there until you actually subscribe.
Someone at home is saying, I might be living under the cave. I might be living on the cave or under the rock because there is content. What kind of content is that? Why is there content that we can't literally see all of us? And then there should be.
So it depends on you on what you want to do. But 70% of it has become sexual. Let me just say it's porn, 70% of it. But it was not created for that. It
Pornography.
Yes.
Okay.
But the point of it was for artists to just have like a more intimate kind of, platform with their fans.
Yeah.
And for like stuff that doesn't make it to their main public pages.
Okay.
But it has, with like lockdown going on, a lot of people, especially porn stars, were not, like they were out of work because you can't go to studio, you can't do whatever. And a lot of people were out of work,
Yeah.
Companies were like retrenching, a lot of things were happening, and people just kind of used it as a platform for like such things. You know, before this, it was like Patreon was like the go-to for such, but
Yeah.
like then that's when like OnlyFans became big, and people were just trying to get by. You know, but it depends on what you want to do because I have a comedy show that I watch there.
Yeah.
But it's free, so you can also have like free content. It could just be free, basically.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah,
just
yeah,
a
yeah.
more organized space than
Yeah.
your socials would actually be. I don't necessarily do porn. I just do like what you see mostly on my Instagram is what you're gonna likely see um on my OnlyFans, like swimsuits, blah blah blah, and all that stuff. But it's like the things that you would censor the most on
Insta.
social media, like hey, there's a nip slip, there's a whatever. I just don't because I'm like, there's no strike here, there's nothing. They just let you do whatever you want. But also, most people don't know that OnlyFans is kind of very strict. You know, um, people think you can do all the wild things you want, but no, there's actually I'm on 2 strikes already because it's like you can't mention your age because it seems like you're trying to like bait men into like, oh, I'm this age and whatever, you know, like people who are like low-key pedophiles and all
Yeah.
that stuff. And you can't say like you can't do things in public or things that may seem harmful. You know, if you're gonna do porn, then you good with like homemade amateur kind of videos. Just don't do anything in public because if they see that, then you're putting other people in danger or like you're exposing them. It means when you're shooting that you're exposing people to like, you know, so much indecency. So yeah, there's that.
So someone at home is saying, now we are interested because you touched something on the age. So now that this is not OnlyFans, this is Rings and Pairings, and this is YouTube. So they would really want to get to know you in terms of obviously now your age. Ukuthi, "Lo mntwana masimbukile we-scheme, you are an enabler now. You are bringing young people or you are bringing kids. And then why are you entertaining this young woman and knowing that because once you say OnlyFans, remember that people are stereotypical. They
Yes,
are
people
thinking,
think it's porn. Every time you tell people, "Hey, I have an OnlyFans," and they're like, "Oh, okay." And then they automatically think you do porn. But here's the thing: everyone has a choice to make. You can't get on the app until you're 18. Sorry, on the platform because
yeah,
there's restrictions. You know, and I believe that from like the age of 16, most of the time, all of us know what we want. You know, and you can't say you enabling it because you brought me here. I think it's sort of a teaching moment
yeah.
also for like other people that might want to go into it. I went into it at a very early age. So yeah, it's a choice. You just don't wake up and be like, hey, I want to have an OnlyFans. I knew I wanted to have one when I was 17. So
Yeah,
16,
but of all the
17.
things that you can choose, Utemba as a father, as a daddy, as I don't want to talk as a spiritual leader,
Okay.
but I want to talk as a dad. You know, I have a daughter, and now I'm thinking to myself, as young as you are, I have an obligation, of course, to say we must always hold people accountable at times. Now
Yes.
that this is not a norm, this is not normal, you know, to many. It is normal. Now you're normalizing it. Kancane kancane. We are getting to learn. People are getting to understand and accept. That is why it's like when you are saying gay, lesbian, it was a taboo at first. But now
Yes.
people are having comfortable conversations. So I want us to have a very critical and an uncomfortable conversation because I need to hold people accountable because people
Yes.
online are holding me accountable. Skim, why did you bring this child on the chair? And you are asking irrelevant questions. We
True.
want this episode to be worth a while. So I'm going to go deeper so that people at home, by the time we are done with this episode, they should have an understanding with all right now. Osima really took us onto the journey of the unknown.
Yeah.
So please journey along with me. You touched the issue of age. Now you're saying at 16, you already know what you want. So when at 16, 17, you just wanted to somewhat stress down. I don't want to say strip naked.
Okay. So the thing is, right? At the end of the day, a lot of women have experienced men just sexualizing them. It doesn't matter even if you're just having fun and you at the beach, men will still sexualize you. Um, I've been a tomboy for most of my life, and until I decided, hey, I want to have an OnlyFans, But even still, despite that, when I'm at home, I still get to be, the who I want to be. But the point is, I thought about it when I was 16, 17, right? I was like, oh, I'd love to have one because you know what? When your following is men and all they do is sexualize you, and then they in your DMs like, I would pay you this much, I would pay you whatever, and then you're like, okay. So, fast forward to like 2023,
Yeah.
two. The years are going past so fast, but yeah, so there was a moment where I was just posting pictures of myself on Instagram. I had just started my Instagram account because I don't really like social media like that. And few weeks into it, I found my pictures going like viral on thingy on Twitter, and everyone's like, oh, saying all these weird things, and I'm like, I mean, if people decided, hey, we're gonna like just sexualize someone who has like 300 followers on Instagram, you might as well just capitalize on it at the end of the day. And that's what I did.
You converted it into business now.
Yeah.
So when we want to monetize, now people of late and recently, they are monetizing, bathi sensual lento. Abanye bathi no sex appeal, abanye bathi sex sells. So I don't know whether mhlambe I would be putting it correctly then. Ukuthi, your line of business that you, or the space that you are entered in, if I were to classify it, I would classify it under what then? Because when Angiti, you are saying, no, I want to look sexy. And when you want to have a one-on-one with me, you must obviously chase me on the DMs. Then once you send me a DM, or you
no.
must go to OnlyFans, then there might be more of obviously the juicy material that I have on Insta. This is traditional, but the private and the deep stuff, you must follow me.
Yeah.
So let's classify it then.
Okay, so I wouldn't classify it as like pornography because I don't do like actual like those acts and all that stuff, and I feel like I don't strip completely naked.
Okay.
I would just say, when there's like people who are models, and then like most of the time they just model things like swimwear and lingerie and all that stuff. I'd probably just classify myself as that. But the thing is, I make my own audience, and I plan everything, and I take all the money.
Yeah. So all right. So in terms of monetization, is there good money that's made via OnlyFans? Because I see, a lot of people, they might not say it, because by the end of the episode, I want you to not name and shame, but let's rather expose Lento. It's not a secret. They might act innocent on the cameras, but definitely those people are my clients. They would come and then they would DM. Others, they will say, no, can I have a private session?
Wait, what private? Oh, no, I don't know about that.
No, I'm saying, I need a lot of people, when they are asking you, they will say, okay, right, can I ask you out? And then, because it moves from this, it goes to that. How many people are saying to you, no, can you go deeper? Because when you're saying no.
Oh, yeah. One important thing people should know is that if you're going to go into OnlyFans, you should already know what your limits are. You don't go there and be like, oh, I'm gonna make money, and then because you gonna like easily give in into people's demands. And trust me, they're very tempting. Someone was like, show me a picture of your and then I'll give you like $1,000. And I thought about it. I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, it's good money, but I'm not comfortable to go that far.
Yeah.
Like that's not really like.
So you have limits.
Everyone, exactly. You should have limits. Don't like now let money be the driving force behind everything. I mean, the thing about like OnlyFans, it's very like complicated. At some point, it depends on what you actually trying to sell. Are you trying to sell a fantasy? Are you trying to sell I don't know. And if you're trying to sell like basically pornographic material, like you having sex and all that stuff, then that's also okay, because I think that's majority of the people that are on there, which is why most people think, hey, if you do OnlyFans than you do porn. But like most people don't, and people think that the moment you do that, there is so much money behind it. But I'm like, you guys are not aware of these few things, right? First of all, the average income for like, you know, like the average. Okay, I'm gonna say this because I've once said this, and like a lot of people were like, do I make $180 a month? No, I mean like the average. If you did maths, you know, you put together every money that has been made, you divide it by the amount of people that are there, you know, and then you divide it by the months, by the period, basically. Also,
Yeah.
then you get the average, which would be $180, right? And now you ask yourself, how many people are out there exposing themselves for like 3,000 rands? You know, you just have to be one of the lucky ones. And I don't think it has to do with you having like an insane sex appeal, or like having a nice body, or doing like porn and all that stuff. It's a luck thing, which is like most of the things in life. It's a luck thing. You just have to hope that people overrate you and then be like, oh, we all want to see that.
Yeah.
You know, other than that, you're gonna be one of, I know a couple of people that actually go there and then like they do all this stuff, but they still don't make you know, as much as I make, because I can make a living strictly of like OF, right? And I don't have to do much. I do one shoot like every maybe like 4 to 6 months, and then I'm done. Like I do like 2 to 3 shoots a year, and then I'm okay. I'm done. That's
Yeah.
about it. It's very self-sustaining for myself. But that's also because it's more about a hype thing more than it is about what you're doing.
Okay.
People want to see because they want to feel some sort of exclusivity that, hey, is this not the girl that was on, you know, let me just say, when I did like MTV Berries After Dark, they're like, oh, is this not the girl from that, you know? And then now they want to see just because of the name, and not really because they actually are interested in seeing stuff that's on OnlyFans, you know. So you kind of have to build it like a brand. At the end of the day, it's like, it's not as easy. How many people know it's not about sex sells? I mean, people might think sex sells, but how many people out there are, I would make an example out of myself. There's people that are actually making insane money and traveling all over the world for just having sex, you know? And then I'm like, okay, well, unlike like a lot of people, not everyone gets that sort of like opportunity. I mean, a lot of people would take it if they were given that, but they just want to play the morality thingy and be like, oh, you know, why are you, it's like, it's because they didn't approach you, you know. If they approached you, you would do it, you know. But and then there's also, well, I've been approached but I didn't do it. And then there's also some people like me who's like, okay, I want some sort of emotional connection, blah, 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 and all that stuff,
What do you say?
you know. So it's a thing of like, at some point, everyone has limits to certain things that they do. Do I let OnlyFans affect my personal life? No, only my financial life, you know, because I'm like, this is as far as I go. Other than that, I'm not going.
It's a teaser. Kahle lento. You're teasing
Yes.
people nje. So, but men being men, boys being boys, I know how boys operate. I'm a man, I'm a boy.
Yes.
And I don't want to come here and play a holier than thou. But the more people get is the more they want. So definitely, I'm sure they are pushing you to the limits. Because
They are.
some, yeah.
They are, but again, you just have to know your limits. You just have to be like, oh yeah, I don't go that far, and you stand on it. You know?
Are you not turning the clients off now? Because
I don't-
I'll
I
say
don't
for
really
a better word, client. Because of course, when you are consuming or when you are selling a product, because there is a product that's sold right there. I am
Yes.
sitting, I'm talking to people. Then talking to people, you monetize on YouTube. So
Yes.
your clients are, you know, and they need to be happy. The customer must be happy. So now, why are you not making customers happy then? If you are in this space, isn't it we are in
don't-
this for money?
You don't go to McDonald's and ask for steak. Do you do that?
No.
Exactly. So if you want something, if you want to see someone doing porn, then go subscribe to someone that does porn. Why does it have to be me? You don't
it?
go to a furniture shop and be like, hey, I want food here. If not, then I'm not your customer.
Yeah.
You know what you came here for. You know, because some of them try to be very rude and be like, oh, your content is boring. Oh, I don't want to see. I'm like, okay, but when did I ever say I'm doing porn? Have you ever seen like a promotional clip of me? No. Then why would you think that I'm doing porn?
But isn't that a turn off for many? Let me challenge you now, and I can tell you now. I swear to you now, more than ever. Watch the comments after this episode and look at the people. It's either half and a quarter of the people will be saying, "No, she's pulling a wool on our faces," and a lot of people, they smell flowers and immediately sees the coffin. They are cynical people. Do that make sense?
Yes, but the thing is that I'm not here to please you. You know, I'm not. I'm here to do what I need to do, and then I get money from it, and I'm done. And to be honest, not in a mean way, but like my audience does not even watch like YouTube and all that stuff, so I'm good.
Yeah.
You know, like in all honesty, everyone knows that like a huge percentage, over 80% of subscribers on OnlyFans are like older men,
Yeah.
like old with married men mostly.
They just want that sense of pleasure, and
Yes, they don't want
watch
to meet
happy.
you. They don't want to do anything. They just like, you know, they just want to see something different. That's it.
But of all the things, Sima, that one could have done, why OnlyFans? And why did you have to choose this route?
I mean, I did say, like, I just saw a moment and I capitalized on it.
So are you saying if, okay, maybe let me tweak the question. I saw some leaks, you know, when people are Googling things,
Yeah.
they leak. And of course, maybe when Avele, there was an arrangement, this is my man, this is my boyfriend. The next thing somebody decides to say, no, let me do a revenge
Oh
porn.
yeah, there's a leak with like a photographer that was like, you know, why did you post that? Because obviously when you shoot, like mistakes happen all the time. You know, there's slips, there's whatever, and then in final thing you guys edit everything out, right? But the thing is that other people might actually just go and sell that video, and the truth the painful truth about everything is that there's gonna be terrible leaks, and people are gonna offer your photographers money for such things. I've had like a couple of photographers come to me and be like, "Oh, someone just offered me $100 if I leak all the like pictures where it's like shooting, and then because it doesn't matter what kind of shoot it is, it could be in a dress, but what if the wind blew and then in the middle of the shot and something, you know, and then someone decides I'm gonna." Text this photographer, hey, do you have maybe compromising pictures of this person that you know that you did not delete when you're editing the rest, and then unfortunately you have to you know, they do sell them.
But you had a few leaks when, and they keep on, you know, resurfacing. How did you deal with that?
Oh, I don't know. Like I don't really see them because I'm not really that active on social media personally. So people would just send me links and be like, "Oh, this like leaked." I'm like, "Oh, we are all born naked, guys. Who the fuck cares? I don't care. Like I don't think it's that bad of a thing. I really don't care. I wish I could care. I mean,
Yeah.
people would maybe expect me to care, but I really don't care."
But this is where me and you, we are going to fight. Maybe I'm going to fight with some of the viewers at home and the people who are supporting the channel. You had said when I'm very discreet and I'm very particular and specific, I don't go beyond. I've got a limit. I draw a line. So
Yes,
now you are talking about leaks. So you see now,
No,
it's
then-
more of a rhetorical now question
It's
because
not a rhetorical. The thing is that when you shoot, right, there's some parts that you guys are literally gonna blur out, like whatever, so that it looks the way you want it to be. And then there's the unedited work that the photographers leak, obviously, which you would not be aware of, and you find out a year later, and then like, they're like, "Oh, this leaked," and by the time you find out, it's like it's too late for you to do anything about it. Despite you trying to change the photographers, like how many times have they actually leaked all that stuff? You know, because I had like a situation where this was not even an OnlyFans shoot. It was just a basic Instagram shoot. I was shooting and I was changing, and then I didn't really think anything of it, but this photographer actually took a picture of me changing and I didn't see it and sent it to someone, right? And then that person actually sent it to two people, and then they knew me. So they came back to me and they were like, "Actually, when you were thinking, this person sent me," and I was like, and I asked him about it, and he was like, "I'm so sorry. That was like a very stupid moment." I'm like, "Do you understand that like we the only reason this is not bad is just because like these people actually know me. This could have found its way to
Could have been worse.
it could have been worse, exactly. But you do know that, like, when you're still starting out, you're kind of like very naive. You don't know, you don't really think I should have like a release form for like, or like make them sign like some sort of contract before like the entire shoot, because you think maybe these people, they're not gonna do anything bad, you know, because you would be like, who wants to leak something? Like, you do know that there's like some sort of law against that, you know. You shouldn't do that. But the problem with such is like you can't even take any steps against it, because if you do, then you're giving the thingy more attention. So it's like you better just act like it doesn't exist. It's easier that way. Or because if you like, oh, you leaked this and why did you do that? So I'm gonna take you to like court about it. It's like, oh, you just gave this the spotlight. Even people that didn't know, now everyone's gonna know. Now you might make headlines over it. You see the problem, so you don't want to do that.
Okay, but do you know, Guti, at times we don't plan for our situations to get out of order. But half the time, interviews go wrong. We might be doing this interview innocently. This might come back to haunt me, to haunt you. This might come hard on you like a ton of bricks. Do you know that?
I know that. I'm aware of it. Look, I'm very aware of my actions and you know, the repercussions they might actually have on my life, like right now and in the future also. I'm very aware of what I'm doing, and I've assessed everything before I did it. I did not just wake up and be like, hey, I'm gonna do this. No, you think thoroughly about everything and you think, hey, this is gonna affect me in this way, in this way. Is it worth the risk though? Is it worth what's gonna happen? And yeah.
So let's talk about. I know maybe it's a very unfair question for you, but you had said to me, Skim, some of the people they deem me as AI. You sometimes don't have the expression. I'm sure niboni la kahleki. So bambizu AI bathi lo muntu nama question nade wapenda ngakhona uthi noma type utype njenge AI. I asked her now uthi no, ifone yami it doesn't ring. Nobody calls me. So ngithi uphila impilo le AI. So if really one were to now ask you about morals now, Uguti, because we there's a moral decay in the society of late nowadays. Someone sees your face, someone immediately says, Temba, I can guess the age of this young girl. She's very young. Someone is a mkulu, someone is a bishop, and you know, we've got elders, we've got leadership. We've got, even if you can talk about people in politics, I'm definitely sure they will comment and otherwise. With the scheme, why did you give this child an opportunity to express herself? Because she is in business. And when I might come back and say, in South Africa, Chief, Agnaipan, and we have a choice here. So if you want to join, come. If you don't want, you must jump to the nearest lake. So the morals, if someone asks you, Uguti, of all the things, utini morality.
Okay, so here's the thing. It's very subjective. It's like a personal thing. We don't all have like the same moral compass. It's like it's not like one true north and like that's it. It doesn't work that way for everyone, because what you believe in, I don't believe in that. I don't, like, for me, for example, I do not engage in things that may harm others. That's about it. But everything else, I'm like, it really has nothing to do with you. You know, because I feel like my choices have absolutely nothing to do with you. If you think I'm on the wrong, side of the thingy, of wrong end of the spectrum of like morality, then that's fine, because that's you. That's what you said. We don't share the same values and the same all that stuff, Same way I would judge you for like certain things. You are welcome to judge me for those same things, but you don't get to make my life difficult, because it's my life. It's not yours. You chose, this is what I believe is right. This is what I believe is disgusting. And I chose, hey, this is what I believe is wrong, But I feel like people actually just, when it comes to OF, I'm not sure if people just hate the fact that women get money from being sexualized or like something. I think that's what they hate the most, because the same people that will judge you for having an OnlyFans and like put you on a fucking thingy cross and try to ban you alive is the same people that are watching porn and very comfortably.
Bomkoteni.
You know, people are watching porn comfortably, but the problem is because with like porn companies and all that, you know, those, you know, they don't have a problem with that. They have a problem when they see you and they see how it's benefiting you. And I'm like, you don't get the right to say that if you actually. So here's the thing: if you have never in your life ever sexualized a woman who was just walking or had like some sort of sexual thoughts about some actress on TV or anything, then you know what? It's fine. You can actually like judge me. But if you've ever sexualized someone and then you've actually been in a position where you were like had like some sort of thoughts about someone that was sexual, then no.
Yo. Yabona manje i-2K lithi yo, i-1K likhulumile. I-2K lisathi we. Ngisathi how namanje. Tell me, let's talk about your parents now.
Yeah.
The bearing.
Yeah.
And the impact, perhaps negatively, because of course, no one wakes up in the morning and say, no, I'm going to be half naked. And then people, whether they sexualize, whether they devour, it's
People
their
will
story.
sexualize you even when you're dressed. You know, my aunt used to say, when I would like just wear bikinis and post pictures, my aunt would be like, "Oh, don't do that because men will undress you now when you." I'm like, and then like men will not respect. I'm like, men don't respect us anyways. Whether you fully clothed or you naked, men don't respect anyone. They don't even respect themselves at the most. So it's like, do you really want respect from men?
Jampani la kuma-DM madoda nayi inkinga phela isemnyango i-2K selixakekile manje phela
But-
nameni bongilamulela yeyi likhulumile i-2K i-1K lidakiwe yo hey na uthi men uthi nonke uyazi the language of social media mabathi nonke. So but ekhaya your mom, your dad, and everyone who cares about you, have you ever thought about it?
Okay, so my mom died when I was very young. My dad died when I was very young. My sister died when I was very young. My grandparents all my grandfathers all died before I was born. My grandmothers died when I was very young. So there's kind of like no one.
So when someone says now, aha, it's an aha moment scheme, this is the reason why Lumtwana Silas Kona Kona, because there's no support, mhlambe. And nabanye they could even mhlambe loosely translated to a dysfunctional, upbringing or family. Because
No,
you
I don't-
speak polished English. You speak better than Harmony, Chief. You speak a proper English. But you still, rough.
No, what's wrong
in
with
the
it?
edges.
Why do you think that? Why do you think it's rough in the edges? Is it because you a
No,
priest
you are
or
blunt.
something?
You are decisive. You are saying I'm doing this. When you can jump.
Yeah. I have one life and you think I'm gonna waste it on what you think. I think the problem,
Yeah.
or maybe my problem, is I don't think about other people,
Yeah.
right? So for the mere fact that there's people out there losing their minds and thinking about me, it's like, you have one life and
Yeah.
you're gonna like waste your precious
Yeah.
seconds of your life. You don't know how long you have, and you're gonna spend them
Yeah.
thinking about me and caring about what I do, really.
Do you
really-
think about tomorrow, Nana?
I do think about tomorrow, but also I am kind of aware that like no one really knows how long that we have. I don't believe I have to struggle. You know, people think, oh, you did like OnlyFans because you want the easy way out. Yeah, I want the easy way out. Why would I want the hard way out?
Yeah.
I don't want the hard way out. Why should I choose the hard way out? It doesn't make sense because at the end of the day, I don't know how long I have here. And then I'm going to just choose to like live and struggle. And what if I die when I'm 25? What then? You know, and if I get to live on long, then that's fine. You know, that's also great. I'll wing it and I'll make better choices. But like for now, it's like I'm doing what I can and I'm doing my best. And if that's not good enough for you, I'm sorry, that's not my problem. You should not even be thinking about what's good enough for me. Think about what's good enough for you. And again, main very important point is that I have never gotten any sort of like weird interaction with people that actually made it in life. It's always people that are staying at their parents' house that are like, oh, you naked online.
Losers.
You naked online. It's like a fucking bum. It's like, oh, you naked online. I'm like, even if we paid you to be naked, no one would pay you to be naked online.
I know azange asitshela indaba zethu umntana omncane madoda namhlanje bashila abaningi bathi awuskim namhlanje amanzi angena endlini vimbali no mina ngithe ngibeka unana and we are not here to crucify people amnishila ukuthi I live only once my life doesn't have a spare wheel. I've got my script, I write my own script, so whatever when you think it's your own baby to nurse. Mina I carry on, wake up in the morning vertical above the ground, my heels on, and then ndihlabela mgama ndiyaphambili. Nana, as we are about to wrap it up, do you now imagine a life where you'll just settle down? There has to be a bongane somewhere who says, hey, Chief, I'm asking your hand in marriage.
I mean, I've gotten like, you know what's even crazy? I've gotten so many like marriage offers actually, like from men who are like, okay, quit OF and then I'll take care of you. And then, you know, you get to do this and we have children, all that stuff. And I'm like, if I wanted to do that, I would have done it. Like, it clearly, like, I know men. Like, I now know men, and I know men that they actually, they don't have control when it comes to sexual stuff. Zero. Like, men lack discipline, sexual discipline. Men are just, you get to, I feel like the moment, I feel like people that even know men more are people who are maybe like strippers and like sex workers. They probably know men more, but from like the brief moment in you know, me having an OnlyFans is like, I kind of realized that, hey, men are actually very horrible people and they are animals, and the only thing that they care about is about how everything benefits them. Because marriage, whatever, what am I benefiting? I'm gonna have a kid and then I'm gonna stay at home and I'm gonna wash your underwears and then I'm gonna cook for you and then and then I die and then that's it. That's it. Like, how is this benefiting me? You get a free surrogate. You get a live-in helper. You get a sex worker. You get a maid, all in one. And all I get is a man who is paying for the roof over my head in exchange. And worst part, now everyone wants to go 50-50. It's like, okay, 50-50 my ass. I'm not doing any of that. But
How
I
did
do
we
have...
get here? Guys, how did we get here? Sifike njani apha? Hey, I'm lost, man.
No, but like, that's what it is. But I am seeing someone. Yeah.
Oh, bese ngithi ngizamela AJ. I've got a friend of mine. This is his leadership and you are his type. Hey, Maru AJ, yo.
No, I like someone and I don't
Serious?
believe in betrayal. So, no, thank you.
Ugrand, ne?
I'm okay.
No. Sengiyasho nje ukuthi if bekunganalo someone, nginenja game. Bezoyikobula lento le ithi chief, angeke kulunge scheme. Otherwise, sibuyela le kamfene ngoba yikho lento enzwa. Oh, you've got someone. So someone uyazi ukuthi ukuthi your titties and what
Yes.
someone. Chief, uthini umfana?
They're very supportive.
Hayi nokuba nayo unebhizi yakhe ayenzayo. Wenzani yena?
Oh, no.
Private.
No, that's my personal business.
Yabo namhlanje ngiphethe i2K lamampela mpela. Nice and beautiful episode. Nana, thank you for allowing us into your space. Thank you for really opening up. Maramanje before, because we're talking about lessons. Someone, once we're done and we drop this mic, someone might say, I've learned a thing or two. So what should, let's say young people, let's not talk about the oldies. Let's not talk about us, number 1K, the 2Ks. What can they learn from you?
Okay. What can they learn from me, or what do I have for them?
No. Someone is listening at home and they are saying, look, we are same age as her. Now, when you are saying, no, I'm imparting in knowledge, our platforms are so of just to kill time.
Okay, fair.
We also want to impart knowledge and we want to empower people. So I'm saying, if this was an empowerment platform or session, What can young people learn from you?
Okay, what you can learn from me, and what I believe I stood strongly in this episode is that this is your life. You do what you want and you stand on whatever you want. Don't ever think there's someone out there who's losing their mind thinking about you 24/7 and then they judging you and all that stuff. I don't think the world cares enough. But if they do, then like they must have too much time on their hands. So don't ever be ashamed of what you do for a living, because people don't applaud poverty because you do it in a dignified way. People don't do that. People will look down on you when you're poor. So whatever you have to do to get money and you get yourself out of that situation, do it. As long as you don't hurt anyone doing it. We live in a world where people actually have more respect and are more friendlier to like people who are criminals and murderers than people who do OnlyFans. So it should tell you about how the society is. So whatever you do, just know that you're a girl and already the world hates you for having a vagina. So just do whatever you want already.
Yeah, this is where mina ke categorically ngiyayibalekela ke, and I would say I beg to differ kwezinye izinto, but because we are not here to prove someone right or someone wrong. This is you and your life, and I cannot hotspot you how I think,
Yes.
I cannot Bluetooth you. Inkinga zami.
Yes,
Because
everyone's entitled to their own opinion, actually. So,
I
yes.
understand. And that does not necessarily suggest that we agree. So here in this episode, we did not agree at all.
And two things can be true at the same time also.
Yeah. Like
everything can be true. You could say something that actually contradicts what I say. Exactly. But they can both be true to a certain extent. They could be true to people in a certain space, and it could be true to people in like a certain space also.
Okay.
So that's I'm like, two things can be true at the same time, even if they contradict themselves. So
with your permission, because we've got pictures that are accessible by the public. You're not private, by the way. So maybe we will steal somewhere so that people get to understand. Maybe we are talking and they're saying, no, we are still lost. We are not aware.
Yeah.
And we don't know what is she talking about. And by the end of the episode, you'll be having hundreds of thousands of followers. I know because they might not say it, but people would always want to say, oh, there's another world that existed. And Tina, we thought it did not exist because Tina, we are not exposed.
Yes.
So we will put some, but angithi with respect, properly. Utemba phela la kunabafundisi ngishilo
I'll send you like my proper photo shoots. It's fine.
Volunteer and bazoyifuna kimi. Please do send.
With long dresses, yes.
Is it? Okay, no, amazing. No, thank you very much, man.
Thank you.
And may you be blessed. And I just hope and pray ukuthi umfana ngathi angashesha ukuthi iprayer yami leyo avelathi no, let's marry because we spoke about money somehow. So if today you wake up tomorrow morning, you won 120 million rand in lottery, would you continue with this as a fantasy, or you'll say, I was doing this for money, I'm out?
I mean, I would just like change how I shoot the content, maybe make it maybe like a bit different, maybe more classy, I guess, more subtle, but I probably would not delete it. I feel like it has become like a very important part of my life. It's like that one thing that just keeps you going, like,
you love what you're doing.
I love what I'm doing. You gotta love what you're doing. You gotta love it. You gotta love what
Zama's not supposed to be here. She's listening here and she loves this thing of what.
I mean, you have to love it. But like the thing is, social media is a very risky game because you can wake up and you like, I've lost my social media accounts and I had to start over, so you still have to like find a way to make things work offline.
There are two last questions for me. And then there are ladies are called, you spoke ill of men. And you did not miss your words. And you had said, listen, these guys can be perverts. These guys can be morons. Finish and clear.
Yes.
I don't care. They don't have respect for a life. Now, let's talk about bottle girls. And let's talk also about, for lack of a better word, slay queens. What's your view in that world? Because it does exist somewhere.
Okay, so I'm just going to say people make choices for their lives on whatever they want to do. And again, I may have an opinion, but that does not mean I'm right, and also that does not mean anyone should care about it. But when it comes to like bottle girls, right, I don't see anything wrong with it. Like, they just there, they look pretty, and they're getting paid to like move bottles around. It's what's wrong with that? I don't know why people think that just because someone's a bottle girl, now they're sleeping with people in the clubs. It doesn't make sense. I know a lot of girls that are actually bottle girls, and you would be shocked at that. People are actually studying, but people still need extra income, for like, because life is very expensive. So who are you to look down on people's hustle? And when it comes to slay queens, at the end of the day, every type of relationship is transactional. It depends on what one is giving and what the other person is taking. And if you find a man that does not want to provide emotional support, then they might as well provide financial support. They chose what they want to do with their lives. I mean, prostitution is like the biggest thingy. It's like the oldest form of work in the world. So it's like, there's nothing wrong with it. At some point, someone has to do it. And men enable it, because if men were not like, here's 20K if you sleep, but do you know how many emails I get where people like actually like offer me insane amounts of money to sleep with me? I'm like, no, I don't do that, But look, I always say this: people who judge others of doing that is because they wish it was them in that position. They wish they were the ones that were being offered money to do that. So there's nothing wrong with that. If a man cannot afford any sort of emotional and like mental, health support, then they might as well be giving you money for it. Why should I have to sleep with a man for no benefit? Everything's supposed to be give and take. Everything is give and take in life. It doesn't matter what it is. It's give and take. You have a random conversation with me right now. This is give and take. I exchange highs with someone in the middle of the road. That's give and take. Why should men be the only ones because to start off things, which pisses me off, is women get shamed for having sex already. So if you're going to get shamed, you might as well get shamed in currency.
Sisekake. That's how we wrap it up. Hey, I know, Sisekake.